Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Claim the Stars. This is our Sci-Fi Savage Worlds campaign, where we explore some space adventures in the 28th century of humanity, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'll send out social media alerts and stuff like that as soon as I get a chance, while players are introducing themselves and we're doing cameras and all that kind of jazz. So we're just kind of doing it all while we're live, just like Bill O'Reilly would say. And so, but anyway, so we're gonna get us started off. So, Shaun, we're gonna start with you, man. While I'm doing
No,
this thing sorted out. So, no, you don't want to do it. You don't want to start us off,
no, no,
buddy.
no. I was like, no. I said, oh, I normally don't
Oh,
start us off.
okay. Well, I'm
This
switching
is
things up,
this
my
is going to
man.
be.
You got this.
I
You
know I
got this,
wasn't
bro.
expecting it. I'm I am playing Spencer, the group's currently drunk psychic. He originally came to the group as a stowaway, who was quickly found out because he's terrible at hiding, and he was on the run from the Tanuklava, also known as the Space Mafia, who he used to work for when he was a teenager. He would read minds and his abilities to help out a criminal organization for what he originally thought were good purposes, found out, hey, these guys are bad. And so, long backstory there, but he ran away. And he's currently just trying to help out the crew and make himself as useful as he can while trying to make up for past misdeeds. So it's kind of it in a nutshell. I feel like so much has happened trying to like wrap Spencer's entire backstory into like a 20-second blurb is a little difficult.
Yeah, it's a
But
little difficult at this point. It's getting a little harder. We've been what like 25 sessions in now at this point.
yeah, because I'm trying to think, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's still doing that. He's not doing that.
Yeah,
But it's okay. That's good. If anybody's with us this long, then they know exactly what's going
we do
on.
have
So
some regulars now, and I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty stoked about that now. So, but
very
anyways,
cool.
very cool, very cool. So we'll start with we'll do Matt next. Now that we got his camera sorted out, and Matt, I also got your new web address now, as I saw you were posting it on the Discord. So go ahead and tell us who you're
Oh,
playing.
okay. I am playing Arthur Haeckel. He is a young scientist. He is from a space station under Draco Tech control, and some shenanigans went down, shady shenanigans, and he had to escape. And now there are more Draco Tech personnel around him than he would prefer. So we'll see how things turn out.
I like it. I like it. And last, of course, but not least, our newest member. I'll stop bringing that up though after a couple sessions. Brandon, tell us who you're playing today, buddy.
Well, today I'm playing Clint Burl. He is the party's new pilot. He's on the run from the Vacanians after escaping their space. So we're still learning a lot more about that. And he's starting to form deeper bonds with the party, particularly Arthur, through all of this help and trying to both save him and Clint's men that are with him.
Yeah, I just realized that like 3 of the 4 members are currently on the run from somebody in some fashion. So we should just rename ourselves like the
Popular
Runaways or
backstory,
something.
yeah.
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 Space Runaways.
The fugitives or something, yeah.
Yeah. I
Love
think
it.
that's appropriate. Wasn't there like a Marvel Comics team called the Runaways? Or something?
So
Yeah.
I think they made a show on it.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a movie too. No, that's the New Mutants. Okay. But anyways, I'm digressing. Who wants to... I want to let someone else do it. Actually do the recap for Matt. And tell him... He's already kind of done it, but just for the viewers, he's already kind of seen the stream, I think. But just tell him how bad it is. The situation related to his... But one of you guys want to do the recap for him about what happened last session. You want to do it, Brandon?
I can.
Since you jumped in?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
All right,
you,
cool.
because it was your guys' plan. So
it was
last
really
session,
it was really Clint and Aston's plan. Yes.
so
Yeah.
last session, Arthur's girlfriend got kidnapped by a bunch of gangers in the lower holds, and Spencer went ahead and grabbed the Dracotech guys, and we went down to rescue her. And yeah, Spencer saw it all. He's the one that saw her getting dragged off.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly
Is this the
what
story
happened.
you're telling
That is-
Arthur?
That is exactly.
That is our story.
That's
yeah. So
our
for anybody that
story,
may not
and
have
we're
seen it,
sticking to it.
we because much of the party seems to have beef with Dracotech and are planning on destroying them all. To kind of kill two birds with one stone, we paid some gangbangers to steal Arthur's girlfriend, who's a mechanic with Dracotech, to start a fight between the two factions, whereas we get to clean up and effectively have very little blood on our hands. Plus, once we rescue his girlfriend, he'll be seen as a hero, and who knows what will happen from there. So really, we're just looking out for Arthur.
Uh-huh.
Right. That's totally why you did it. Yeah. But now that's not necessarily what your character knows. So when we begin the game, Matt, Arthur has been whisked away to the Griffin Explorer. Okay.
Right. He was overseeing repairs, I believe.
Yeah, so what happened is Chester Tran reached out to the crew. And apparently his crew was not prepared at all for making repairs on such an advanced ship. Right? Because don't forget that your ship is a highly advanced vessel. Right? Highly advanced operating system. At least before it started getting, the operating system glitches. And these sorts of things. And as soon as they started really getting to the nitty gritty of the repairs, they started running into problems. And when you arrive to do the repairs, you show up in the ship for the essentially what's like a lockout tagout situation. Are you aware of what lockout tagout is?
I do not know what that means.
Lockout tagout is basically when they're turning off everything and making sure all the power is off before they start disconnecting everything. Before they start dismantling the landing gear and that kind of stuff, because you got to make sure the power is off before you start disconnecting all the parts to make repairs. And one of them messed up and didn't disconnect something, and it started an electrical fire. So you show up and there's an electrical fire on your ship as soon as you get there. And so that your expertise is going to be needed. And this is only an hour. Actually probably 20 minutes probably after you guys just left the casino, the Wave, and you guys just checked in at room 304. So, and you're like, oh God, I'm going to be here all night long. And it's not the first time you've pulled an all-nighter. You did this on that ship floating in the gassy atmosphere, crashing into that planet where you literally passed out the crew. Or you did it when you were trying to explore the Obsidian Outpost and get everything fired up. Pulling all-nighters to do repair work and scientific exploration and knowledge is not uncommon for you. But you arrive and see that their crew is not at all prepared for this kind of repair work. And so you start getting your hands dirty. And so you have to spend the next few hours helping them do repairs. So that's where we see your character, right? When the game begins and the other players go off and do their thing, which comprised of last session, right? And so Brandon, you and I spoke about how you guys were going to get him involved in the last session. Is this the time y'all want to do that, or do you want me to narrate some stuff with Arthur? Because I do have ideas of narrate stuff with him, or do you want to do what you want to
Well, I mean, there's kind of a time gap because there was a few hours waiting for the kidnap to go and all that. So, I figure wherever you want to pick up with him coming in would be great for us. But I was thinking once the because I told the three remaining Draco Tech guys to take point and start moving after that ganger that was running away because the other ones were going to hunker down. So hopefully he's going to lead us to them. So as they're hitting the door, I was going to call Arthur, tell him that we need him for a rescue mission and to get down to us. And like still learning the system, but I could use like a Benny or something to kind of hand wave him actually getting there just in time to join us on the next section of the fight.
That will not be an issue. So you're going
Okay.
to so you're gonna send the Dracotech guys down the tunnel after the fleeing ganger?
Yeah, and,
The
and I was going
Kamikaze
to
Club
follow
guy?
behind him. I had told them to take point, so while getting the other, I think Aston and Spencer across the sludge pile and moving after. But there'll probably be,
The sludge
15,
pile
20
has
feet
been
between us.
washed away by the use of the Benny you guys used to
Okay.
to steam wash it away. So it is gone at the moment. And so Aston just kind of like rushes forward to the next doorway and like sets up his marksman rifle just to kind of watch ahead, kind of do like an overwatch for you. And so essentially you're going to send the Dracotech guys to rush out as best they can. They're kind of like fired up, but they all look at each other like they're kind of, for lack of a better word, uninspired right now, because even though they killed or everyone here killed several of the Kamikaze Club, they also lost one of their own, right? And as they kind of move up ahead of you to follow like your instruction, you also overhear them saying, "Why are we listening to this guy? One of our guys just died, man. He's not Dracotech." And the other one's just kind of shaking his head. And they're like, "Yeah, but Jules is being taken, man. We gotta go. Come on." And he's like, and then they kind of stop up ahead of you. And they're like 30 feet ahead of you at this point. And they just kind of stop, and he like pushes him on the shoulder, and he says, "We ain't gotta do nothing, man. Look, this isn't a mission, dude. We're not getting paid to do this." What do you do at this point?
Well, at that point, I'm going to keep coming behind them. It's like,
You'll catch
and
up to them
I'll
because
tell
they've
them,
stopped and they're talking.
we're here to help you rescue your mechanic. Are we just going to leave her there? Because we can take ourselves, go back to the hotel. You told Spencer he was a pussy, and we came to make sure that that's not the case.
They both just kind of look at each other and they're like, "Yeah, but man, now there's people. We got people dying for. We're not getting paid for it. These gangers were better equipped than we thought. These guys have seen some action. Jeez, this Shiv place is crazy. I wasn't expecting this."
Okay, well, you go back to your ship, and we'll let the real men do it. Roll a taunt.
You sure you don't want to roll command?
Would that just be?
Because taunt will more
Yeah.
likely instigate them into, like, does that make sense?
I mean, that's fair. So what would you like me to roll for the
Let me look at the
command?
taunt skill, because I think taunt would be more likely to instigate them, or
Okay.
any second now, computer. Oh, God. For some reason, Fantasy Ground says, "waiting to respond." That is
No.
not good.
Well, the definition is to reproach in a mocking, insulting, or contemptuous manner.
Oh!
To
Okay.
drive or incite by taunting.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe taunt is appropriate. Okay. Yeah, sure. Taunt works. Okay.
Okay.
And they say, all right, he says, look, man. He says, look.
I just sneer and
Jeez.
keep walking past them.
He says, geez, really? Look, get out of the way, all right? We got this. And they can just kind of push past you. And, thanks, Cantra. And, they push past you. And then they kind of like, one of them pushes past you, the other one walks beside you. And so now they're kind of like actively going up alongside you. And,
Okay.
so what about Spencer?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a quick interruption. We still need the adventure cards and bennies refreshed.
Oh, thank you for the reminder. Appreciate it. Spencer, you're muted, Spencer.
Oh. Excuse me. Is he frozen? Did we lose him?
Oh,
I
he's
think
just
he's
really
looking
still.
for
I
his-
think he's.
Unmute.
I don't see his mouth moving.
There
There you go.
Shaun, you good there?
We cannot hear you.
I think he knows that. He's just trying to sort it out. So it's not just me. He's actually having problems. Okay.
There's not a button on your headphones, is there? That you might have accidentally hit.
Yeah, is there a button on your headphones maybe you pressed?
Well, I guess while he figures
Well,
it out.
So
But
so
what's
yeah,
Arthur
this is a
doing?
good time. Maybe you can call Arthur.
I'll kind of raise him up on the comm.
Hello?
Hey, your mechanic friend Jules was kidnapped. We're down here in the lower holds with Jericho Tech, trying to get her back. We need you down here near the cesium fuel. I believe that's where it was.
Okay. I think I'm just about finished here, so I will be on my way.
Well, finish now. We're in the middle of a fight.
Should I bring anything from the ship? More firepower?
Just as soon as
Okay,
you
I'm
can get
coming. I'm on my way.
here. Just fire into the corridor. Just for no reason. Just for the effect. I don't know.
Just to make it seem like it's just to make it seem like it's a bad
Firefight.
situation. Nice. Nice. Okay. Very cool. Okay. So
Can you
you
hear
hear
me
a
now?
blast down the hallway on the comm links. Hey, buddy.
We can hear you, Shaun.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So what
I
is
don't know what
Spencer?
happened. I was connected, unmuted. So I'm just sitting there, kind of just letting these guys talk. I really don't want to chime in and like say something stupid, and then the Draco Tech guys just leave, because then we have to deal with this problem.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to let this happen, and hopefully it goes our way. Because I don't think I mean, they've already proven they're not going to listen to me. So, or at least in my mind, they're not going to listen to me.
Right.
So I'm just going to hope, just by like a 16-year-old being there, they'll be like, oh man, we can't just walk away. It's kind of embarrassing if Spencer's going to, do this and they're not. So.
Right. Right. That's a good point. Like just being there and just actively doing it might inspire them to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
what
cool.
I'm hoping, at least.
Okay. Cool.
Because I mean, it's kind of hard for a 16-year-old to talk shit to these guys, but I'm just like, I'm here, So
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so all of you guys are mustering along, and so you guys are heading down tunnels that you recognize, right? The same rusted up, mixed match tunnels that you went down before, narrow enough for only a human, only a human, maybe squeezed next to another human to pass through, right? And all of this is familiar from the meet that you met with the Kamikaze Club just hours before, and you're not meeting any sort of resistance at this point. Hey, go downstairs. He's running his game. Downstairs. Thank you. And no, you can't go up here. You can't be up here. All right, now. And all of this is familiar, right? And no one is approaching you at this time. And everything is eerily quiet, right? Because all of the people that you saw before that were like huddled on the streets and that kind of stuff like that, a lot of those people. How am I getting dropped frames? The hell is up with that? I'm getting a lot of crazy drop frames. I don't get it. So crazy. Hopefully it doesn't keep up. But a lot of those people are like not there anymore. Some of them are still there, but a lot of them are gone. And it just seems like more empty than it was before, right? And you travel down probably like 200, 300 meters, right? And then you get to a tunnel passage that you saw before where it kind of opens up a little. And like Aston is hanging back, right? And Aston like shouts on the comms. He doesn't shout because he's got comm link, but he says to Cliff, sorry, not to Cliff, to Clint, he says, "Whoa, stop everybody. Hold up.
Hold.
This is not good."
On the shoulder or something.
And then slowly, you see Jules step out around a corner. Now, Matt, you were able to take a turbo lift down this level because the dock in which you guys are at is not far from here, right? So you're able to take a lift down to this level. And so you're kind of coming up near and behind Aston at this point because it's about a 300-meter walk, right? And you were in a rush hauling down here. And you're kind of coming behind him at this point. And you see Jules, just like everyone else, coming behind him. But you can't see the details. You just see her. The rest of you, however, see Jules approaching with her hands and her arms manacled behind her and tape over her mouth. She has something in her mouth. What do you guys do? And she's just kind of walking and kind of shuffling out into the hallway. In the passageway from the hall up ahead of you. And she's kind of like she's trying to speak, but her mouth is full and it's taped over. What do you guys do?
Well, I'll let Spencer go first here.
You just said her hands are taped. If her hands are taped, I'm just going to go over.
Her hands are manacled behind her. Her mouth is taped up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's something in her mouth.
Okay. And we can't tell what that is.
Yeah. And there's
Perception.
passageways. It's pretty dark here. The lights are flickering, but you can definitely see clear that there's passageways to both the left and the right around her. She just came from the passageway coming out to the right.
Okay, and there's nothing that I can see behind her.
Like
'Cause
the
I just wanna
passageway she just
basically-
came through?
Yes.
Negative.
So I'm just going to grab her and pull her towards the group.
All right, so you're going to
All
step
right.
past the Dracotech guys and Clint and all that stuff, and you're just going to like step over. You're going to walk over to her and try to pull her past the group.
Yes.
At this point, I'm going to play a adventure card.
Okay.
Mechanical malfunction, or whatever is in her mouth.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I don't want to pull that tape off.
Okay, play the card. Device
I
malfunction in some way, gun jams, the bowstrings. Breaks, the device can be fixed in 10 minutes of work, followed by a repair roll. Nice. Well played card. Great timing on the card.
We get to keep Spencer intact.
Uh,
Doesn't get blowed up now.
Actually, that's great timing. Yes. So, you could have you actually did just save his life. Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay, so this is what happens. Okay. All right, so let me put a token out for her. Can't believe I didn't make a token for her actually because she was gonna die. But that's why I didn't make a token for her. So, damn it, I should have thought about that. Maybe a card like that getting played. But oh wait, I didn't. That's why I didn't make a token for her because she already has one. Duh. Okay, so
Have you put out a map?
not yet. I haven't. Simmer down.
I was wondering. Well, no, I was like, I don't see a map. I knew there was something in her
I
mouth.
forgot
I
the
was
name
like,
of
oh,
the
well,
map.
the tape's
Okay, there it
holding
is. GM forgot the name of the
I've
map.
seen enough action movies. I know what's in there.
I should have just shot her. And then it's like, oh, she just had a sock in her mouth.
Yeah, no, you just have her turn her mouth and you shoot her through the cheek and disable the explosive in her mouth, right? That's.
You know, whatever works. Didn't you
No,
see?
I mean, if it's something like C4, I think it's safe to shoot it as long as you disable
Yes.
the transmission device. So as long
I
as you remove
handle-
like everything from the teeth below, she'll live.
They've got amazing medical in the future. Yeah.
You got amazing
I just
medical in the
treat it.
future.
Yeah. I just
Nice.
treat everything like speed. Just shoot all hostages in the leg. Just it's what we
Okay,
do.
so I'm going to share something here. And then we will Okay, so those of you who are watching the stream, I'll have to move the map around for you a little bit. You can kind of see a little more. Kind of zoomed in a little bit close. Let me zoom in out a little bit so you guys see more. Yes, these hallways are pretty cramped up in this place, as I've described multiple times. And so you see, at this point, you just see why did it say him? Oh, it just said because. Okay, so you see her out there in the middle, and you step up here. Now, but you are all going to be. I don't know why I dealt you all cards. Actually, you're all going to be on hold. It's a prize. Because they're all hidden from you. I shouldn't have dealt you all cards, actually. You should all be on hold. My bad. Actually, yeah, I'll make you on hold now. That's the way it should work. I did that right because this is the first time I'm doing surprise in this version. When this happens, characters are on hold, deal them as usual. Oh yeah, that's right. The bad guys be on hold. That's how it works. That's right. Okay, so the bad guys be on hold. Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry. Which means they get to act whenever they want. Okay, so what happens is, as soon as Shaun steps up there, you see the large mixed ethnicity individual. It looks like he was Rescovian, probably mixed ethnicity between like Hindi and Russian individual that was flanking Sato Himura at the meeting, and he is wielding like a laser rifle, which he is like super well equipped for like a ganger, right? And he, instead of using his laser rifle, just reaches out with his hand, Shaun, and like holds it out to you. And that's right.
Psionic fight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, now you need to make a Oh, no, there is no. Nope, you're just entangled. Actually, GM is going to spend a bit on that. I'm going to try to get a raise.
What? No.
Yes. Oh, look at that. I got it. Okay, so now you're bound and entangled.
Okay.
And then he spends his other two actions to use his laser rifle on you. Yeah.
We're gonna kill Spencer here.
Perhaps. Actually, he's going to spend one action to use rate of fire 3. So, and just unload his laser rifle on you. So.
Okay.
Maybe? Oh my goodness.
Can I play a?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
This is a good time to remind the chat if you have any channel points. Oh wait, I did this at the beginning of the game. Not a lot of viewers in here right now. You got 2 raises, by the way, everyone. Chat, if you got any channel points, now's the time to drop it on the players. They could really use them. Also, players, don't forget, Clint Burl can share beanies with everyone. But yeah, this might be the time to get ready for a good fight. So now, that is 2 hits. What were you thinking about playing? He hasn't rolled damage yet. Did you have something you could play before damage is applied?
Yeah. So.
I mean, he could roll low on damage. So, is it something that you can play after damage is played?
It's gonna be. Yeah, it's not going to be super useful before damage. It may keep me from completely bleeding out and dying. So, anyway, yeah, we'll see how the damage goes, I guess.
We can play cards at any point.
Yes, cards can be played whenever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this card. So each player gets an extra card and can also play an extra card.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, each player draws a card from the adventure deck and may play an additional card this turn. Okay, so for players like Brandon who've already used one, now he can now he gets an additional one. So I'm going to give you guys an extra one. Yay. All right. By the way, guys, this session was built like in response to the last session, like comments on the Discord about like their players didn't, weren't using bennies. Well,
I think you need to stop looking at the chat.
stop
Like,
looking at Discord.
most people are
chat.
terrible. I'm probably not even going to survive the first round of combat because Shane had to read chat comments.
I didn't do anything artificial. I was like, okay, these are characters that were in the previous episode. I just made them, He's not a wild card, so. He's not even resilient or very resilient. So, he's just psionic.
Well,
I was like, we don't have enough. We haven't had some psionic bad guys. So.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I'm sitting here really hoping this adventure card that I get is
let's give you some.
like
Let's get some adventure
instant
cards.
teleport or something.
Oh, I just gave you the whole deck. Why'd I do that? I forgot to lock it. There we go. All right. Adventure card for you, adventure card for you, and adventure card for you. All right, so now everybody has extra adventure cards. So now the players, and don't forget, chat, you guys can spend your channel points on giving them more adventure cards. I have a feeling this battle will be pretty nasty for them. So, and Arthur, you are going to be showing up right behind Aston through that swishing door. So, behind them. Actually, it's open. I know it's not open on the map, but it's open behind him. So, all right. Now let's do damage for all those attacks. It's going to be bad here. So,
Okay, is Spencer, you can't do anything about it? I assume not.
play your
Okay.
cards. Just play your cards.
I will play this to negate one of the hits with a raise.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, let's just roll one of them then.
I just got a good card, so that's really going to help me if I take a bunch of damage. Let's just put it.
Here we go. Here's one of them. Shaken. You're just shaken.
Okay.
That could have been a lot worse. And then I'll clear the other one. Okay.
Oh.
And then one more overcharge shot. Oh, that's a lot of sixes. That's a lot of sixes. 2 wounds. Could have been a lot worse for you, old buddy. Could have been a lot worse. That was a lot of sixes, man. Okay. Do you want to soak that?
Yes.
Okay.
So
now,
Benny,
the
right?
way you do a soak, I believe, is just take a beanie and drop it over the soak, I think, as someone told me. This is a new thing you can do now. In the combat tracker, you see where it says soak?
Let me see. Hold on.
Did you get him angry? Stop, smash. Nice. See if that works.
Where is soak specific? I've got
Combat
the combat
tracker?
tracker open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking for
See
this
it.
soak.
Let me see if I'm gonna switch the
Spencer
player
just
view.
hit puberty.
Yeah, and he's gonna die.
Oh, drop it over the damage, I think.
Damage. Okay,
I think
that'll
that's how you
probably
do
do it.
Nope. Yeah, it did. It did it. Nope, you didn't soak shit.
Was that something that you can Benny to reroll?
Yeah, you can re-roll. Just
with
drop a
another
Benny.
Benny.
Just drop Benny over the roll. You can give it a
Or
shot.
just over the damage again? Or
Just drop it over the roll you made in chat. The result.
that's what it did. I dropped it over the result.
Oh, well, just roll Vigor. It's fine. I'll manually do it. I guess you're not destined to, a critical failure.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay, so what happens? The shot blasts you, and the laser fire just rips right through your flesh. You suffer 2 wounds, and they're shaken, and it knocks you to the ground prone, and The you said you went over to the grenade, right, to pull it out of her mouth, or like what were you doing over there to her? To like grab her?
I was trying to. I was trying
Yeah.
to push her to safety or something.
You end
push
up
her out of the
dragging her
way.
to the ground with you when you fall on the
Okay.
ground. So both of you end up on the
Okay.
ground prone. That's what
Okay.
we'll do. I think I'm being pretty forgiving.
Yeah.
I could have given you like an extra wound, but
Okay. So I'm prone. Still entangled and prone. What
yeah.
what exactly
Okay, so
is
yeah,
it?
let me
Just like
describe that.
invisible.
So what happened
Yeah.
is like you feel gravity shift at your feet. And like you're like locked in place, and then when you hit prone, like now your whole body is getting drugged to the ground. And so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that now that since she's been grabbed by you, now both of you are entangled and prone. So like now both of you are caught in this like gravity field that he's
Jesus.
put
Okay.
on both of you.
That motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Ugh. Okay.
Okay. And oh god. That's funny. And that is only 2 PowerPoints, really? Okay. Okay. And now it is still the bad guy's turn. Okay. So I saw Matt's eyes light up. when I did that. So they see you on the ground, and they're just like, one of them comes out and tries to pull her back, not understanding she's caught in the gravity field, and that's what he does. And tries to pull her, and he's unsuccessful. And he says, fuck it, and that's his turn. The others, however, just come here. And thank you, Remendes. Appreciate it, Robin, for joining us with the raid.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Robin. Showing up every night. We love it. And
Robin.
these guys are shooting over your bodies, dropped in the gravity field, and just unloading on Clint and the Dracotechs. Actually, since Clint's right in the front, he's just pretty much going to take fire from 4 guys, honestly. So they all have like pistols and stuff like that. So we're just gonna take the roll for standard pistols, and we're just gonna fire it away. But they have a mix of. Thank you so much for the raid, Drake Tex. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Robin. Buela Muerta, giving the crew a raise. We appreciate it so much. You guys are gonna need it. Don't forget to use those guys in combat to really kill the bad guys faster, because that'll make this combat like end quicker. Okay, so we got 4.
Okay.
We got 4 gangers that are gonna all just like open fire on your ass. So I'm just gonna pick up this dice and just gonna roll it 4 times towards you. It looks like 4 attacks. Okay, so got hit with a raise. 1 hit with a raise with you. I'm gonna say low. It's a standard pistol. High. It's a laser pistol. It's a laser pistol. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he just rolled 6s like crazy and aced the shit out of that laser pistol. Do you want to? I think you should soak that.
Okay. I'll be happy to soak that. Can you go over the process one more
Yes,
time
so
for
you'll
me,
take
please?
your beanie, drag your beanie over to the combat tracker where your character is, and you should see where you received. You should see where it's tracking like your damage you've received.
Okay.
Where it says laser pistol, Ganger laser pistol, and you'll see damage. Where it says damage 25. Yeah, drop it on there. Okay, you soaked 1 wound.
Okay.
Now that should have reduced it down to 3 wounds and a shaken now instead of 4. So you're still on your feet.
Okay.
You're still up. Now you'll no longer be incapacitated.
Okay.
Jeez, that was like unlucky as hell. That was exploding dice like crazy on that. That 1 dice exploded and turned into a 13. So that was an 8, a 3, and a 3, and then one of them exploded multiple times. So, and that's how Savage Worlds works on damage sometimes. So, yeah. Okay, so, but you are still alive. So what happens is all 4 of them open fire, and you start diving down. And since you're in the front, however, all the other guys just kind of like hunker down along with you, and they just kind of like most of them miss you, but one of the laser pistols just hits you solid, like in the chest or something, and you can just immediately feel it right in your chest. It was a crucial spot, and you take 3 wounds, nasty scorching blast. It's like this beam just like hits flesh, and you can immediately smell like chicken.
So quick question. What's the toughness stat do again?
That is like
How is that
essentially the
affected?
roll they. Is your armor not applying? Toughness is 6. Are you wearing armor?
I have a padded jumpsuit, I think.
Okay, your armor actually didn't apply. It would have hit you anyways. Well, crap. Okay, FYI, your armor wasn't applying.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. It being new to the system, I'm still
Yeah, that's fine.
unsure how you get to toughness.
I probably should
and
have
all
called that,
so.
but I mean, it wouldn't have. I think at one point would have made the difference between a raise and a hit, but it would have been impossible to know which dice would have been the exploding dice. You know?
Okay.
It could have been the 2. It could have been 13. It could have been an 8. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I could just roll a 6 right now and see if it explodes. No. See, it wouldn't have exploded. It wouldn't reduce it by enough. Tell you what we'll do. We'll reduce your wounds by 1. So it's only minus.
Okay.
And we'll just say that you only took. Wow, that's not doing right. There you go.
All right.
So yeah. But yeah, toughness and armor. So toughness is basically this number that a damage has to meet, and armor stacks on top of your toughness, right? And in your equipment, your armor wasn't stacking with your toughness. And so if you look on your equipment inventory, your armor, if you look over here at the in your inventory right there, it should look like it's a shirt.
Yeah, it says equipped.
Yeah, now it does. Before it looked like a bag.
Oh, it wasn't.
It said carried.
Okay.
And I moved it to that. So on the traits tab, it should be there's a little box with a shield beside it. It should say the armor value in that little box. So like a 1.
Yes, I see it now. Okay.
Yep. Okay, got you. Okay, but I took you a wound off, like the difference between. Yeah. Well, we're squared away now. Okay, but you're still pretty roughed up.
Newbie issues.
Yeah. Okay, so and one of the last bad guys who will probably reach you guys in time is going to come in and do his thing. And your character's bigger now, right, Shaun? He looks like a grown man, pretty much, right? I mean, he's tall enough. He's hit a growth spurt.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being honest.
Well, because I also increased his vigor, and part of that was
you poor guy. You had
bigger.
to be the one to go in. And
well, that's why I asked. I was like, do I see anything around the corner? Do I see anything where she just came from? And I mean, they probably piled out of some door.
They were out of those tunnels there. Yeah. So
yeah.
And so they oh man, that's going. So this is that big hulking, like the big hulking stays in these guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he just takes his foot, his boot, and just kicks you in the face while you're on the ground. Like he's basically like a small sumo wrestler essentially. And just kicks you in the face.
Of course he does. Okay.
This is gonna hurt, man. Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So now that we know,
gang up, entangle.
I'm gonna start playing adventure cards.
Oh, start?
Well, no, like now that I realize how many guys there are, because originally I was like, okay, I'm just getting hit by this one guy. Okay, so wound.
And yeah, that's all he does. And he looks away from you like he's not gonna stick around.
Okay. Can I pretend? What would I have to do to pretend like I'm unconscious?
I think at this point it'd be pretty easy. Like it would just be like desiring to black out.
Okay. Okay.
Like no acting role needed.
Yeah.
Like just willing it to happen would be pretty easy.
Shit. Okay. So I'm
you're probably barely hanging on to consciousness right now. You just got kicked in the face by like an amateur sumo wrestler with the martial artist edge.
Okay, I'm going to be since I get to play 2 adventure cards this game, I'm going to do this in order. I'm going to hang on to one, but I'm going to play this one right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've got another one, but and it would help me heal. My only concern right now, though, is it's basically just going to pop me up, and I'm going to be in the middle. It looks like I'm in the middle of the world's worst shit sandwich. So, like, right now is probably not a good idea to just stand up and have to deal with this shit show.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I healed a wound or 2. Okay, well, you're about to take 12. So
I have a little bit of buyer's remorse with that whole mechanical failure card. Is it too late to make her mouth explode?
Spencer's right next to her.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, okay, if I can just crawl free. But we don't technically know.
Yeah, the help is coming?
Well, no. We don't know that there's some 100% there's something in her mouth, do we? Like, we know something's in her mouth. We don't know it's a bomb. It could be a sock.
You can make a notice roll while you're on the ground. I mean, it's an action to look closely with a notice skill, right, in combat. Like, cause especially with you with like blood in your mouth and like dizzy with, but you're shaking actually, so you can't really do much else. But like, okay, so technically it's now I'm gonna take all the bad guys off hold because the other bad guy isn't gonna do anything. So I'm just gonna take them all off hold. Actually, some of those guys need to stay on hold. They're off hold. Okay, so off hold, and we're just gonna start at the initiative order top. The Toughs, they're gonna move past you, Clint, unless you're gonna stop them. Actually, you can stop them. if
No,
you
no,
want to.
no. Anything for somebody else to take bullets.
Okay. All right. And they move past you, and they see what's happening to her, their teammate, and they're going to use their pistols, and they're just going to fire at those two on the front, right? Well, that didn't work the way I thought it would. Why is there 3 there, but only 2 on my screen?
User error. Well,
Like I
you
only
had
put
3
2 out.
that survived.
There's 3 that
Yeah, 'cause
survived.
3 survived because 1 was dead at the very start, and
Oh, okay. Maybe I miscounted. Okay. All right. That's probably what happened, I guess. I guess that's what happened. Okay. Yet. Shaken. All right. Missed. Hit. Damn. Okay, so one of them got shaken. They all opened fire on that one right behind Spencer, and they dealt enough damage to him in his like little flak jacket, which is flak vest, that he's kind of stumbling backwards, and he's now shaken. So, and he's kind of dizzy and reeling from all the impacts. Spencer, you are still shaken, unfortunately, and entangled.
Okay.
That means that you will, to take an action this turn, you'll have to spend a beanie to come out of shaken. You have only one.
Oh, 1 minute.
You only
though.
have one beanie. So that's kind of the predicament you're in currently. Let me change that on the overlay, everybody. So viewers, you can either drop him some beanies.
Well,
Also, Clint.
He has a +1 to that, I believe, from my leadership edge command. I may not make a difference here, but I don't think that automatically applies
Okay.
because because of the natural leader, it applies to the wild cards. So extras and wild cards in command range, so 5 squares, I think, add +1 to their spirit rolls when attempting to recover from being shaken, and vigor when attempting to recover from being stunned. So would that be applicable in this one?
Then I will add it in there manually. There you go. I added it to him, but it still makes it a -2. So he still failed miserably, but I added in there manually to his sheet. So.
And then being shaken, how does that impact him as far as like the combat goes?
Yeah, it means that if he stays shaken, he can't act. So
Okay.
if someone's shaken, they can't act unless they come out of shaken. So
Well, I will toss him a Benny to try to re-roll that.
Well,
well, spinning a beanie automatically pulls you out of shaken. So
Oh,
you
okay.
just spin a beanie, you can automatically come out of it.
Well, I donate the Benny so he can come out of shaken.
oh,
There you go.
thank you.
Yeah, he has a special ability where he can do
Oh.
that with people.
Okay.
So how does your
Interesting.
character
Okay.
in story though, in narrative? Like how do you do that?
So him
Clint, like how does he
getting
do
me?
that in story?
I
Clint.
just yell
okay.
at him, "Get up!"
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So at this point, I'm just gonna turn my head to the side and look at Jules, and hopefully at that point, I would be able to do like a notice roll or something like that. Would let me know, hey, there's something really, really wrong here.
Yeah, you look at Jules. Also, Cantor pointed out something I should have pointed out. That while you're shaking, it makes it easier to be wounded. Because if you're already shaking and someone deals damage over your toughness, it makes it a quicker step to wound you, right? So, because normally if you're you're shaken. If you're not shaken, it's another step, quicker step. It's hard to explain. I'll show it to you after the game, but it's just like the next step is shaken, but it's faster to wound you if you're already shaken.
Mhm. Okay.
But you look over at Jules, and she's not shaking like you, right? She just got pulled to the ground and wrapped in the gravity field from the sonic attack, and she's looking you in the eyes with her mouth like, and she's trying to lift her head up from the gravity field.
Shit. Okay. Can I make a notice roll?
Sure.
Probably going to completely fail. I have so many minuses. Probably have like blood all over my face. Yeah.
You can try to come
can't
out
really
of entangled if you want to.
How do I do that? Is it a spirit
Well,
roll?
unfortunately, you've already tried to make the notice, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're having difficult time doing anything because you're just like you can't even move your head because the field is just making it impossible to move like anything, right?
Okay. Well, I thought the cavalry would have been here by now.
I will link you the. Let me drop them there actually right now. So,
okay.
It's a good time actually since you played the card. I'll drop it right now. So you're looking around. Well, you didn't know the cavalry. The card was.
Yeah.
You don't know that you played the card.
No.
Okay, so
Spencer's whole goal in life right now is to pretty much just play dead and hope nobody wants to keep kicking him or shooting him.
Is there no like brain thing you can do while you're just laying there?
I'm getting so many minuses right now. I mean, unless
he's getting slammed with them.
I think I'm at like -7. Yeah, -7 right now.
So the entangled would still impact a psionic action? Or does it just not make the distinction?
Well, it's popping up on like everything I do. I didn't think it would have affected my notice, but it did.
I'll show you the power, so that way you're not confused about it.
Okay. Because I figured,
it is pretty nasty. It is pretty nasty.
Maybe I need to learn it.
It is pretty nasty, yes.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like...
I suggested it to you, like, levels ago. And we got some backup coming for you guys. And so why don't we have next person's turn? So that would be... Oh, their turn already acted. Aston, we're just going to have him fire at one of the gangers he can see up in the front. Because that ganger that is actually, like, wounded is kind of, like, keeping Spencer from getting out of trouble, right? And Spencer's kind of surrounded by gangers. Like, gang up bonuses are really going to hurt him. So he's going to start clearing out gangers that are in Spencer's way, right? So that's what he's going to do. So that's how he's going to help out. All right.
So the entangling also distracts you.
Yep. Oh, I meant to do multi-attack. Too late now. Dead. The marksman rifle blasts right through that one ganger, blowing a hole right through his chest. Spencer gets painted with blood all over him.
Nice.
Intestines lay over your shoulder as his chest just gets ripped open. So that's one gang up bonus that's relieved of you, and we see some help burst around the corner to the north side. All right. Clint, you shake your head, fight off that laser wound injury. What do you do now?
So I'm going to be doing 2 actions. One's going to be inspire, and then I'm going to do a burst shot over on Kona the King.
Let's make sure you hit that multi-action button.
Yes. So I'm going to poorly quote an old Earth book and yell out, do you apes really want to live forever? Shoot them, shoot the kill, or something of that nature. And I will do my inspire.
Arthur, I forgot to deal you in just a second ago. So when I put you on the map, you'll act as soon as Clint acts. We're on the combat track.
That was
my apology. So it's from last session. We'll put you in as soon as Clint acts.
It was apparently not very inspirational. All right.
You'll spin a Benny?
Yeah, let me go and drop a Benny on that.
Dropping on the big guy?
Yes.
Cool.
Did it? I thought it was supposed to re-roll automatically. Did I put it on the wrong spot?
Oh well, it's no problem. Just go and do it the old school way.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately you were suffering -4, so the odds are kind of stacked against you there.
All right. Well, that'll be my turn.
Bummer. Okay, so you open fire at Conan the King, the large hulking man, and the bullets just graze him, and he looks at you menacingly. You wouldn't be surprised if he just charges through and barrels through all the grunts to come after you next turn. Arthur, what do you do? You're just coming up through the door behind Aston, who's set up with a marksman rifle.
What the foam cannons? Do they? I assume it's a medium blast template, but do they just restrain humanoids? I don't remember exactly how they function.
I think it says in the description, don't it? You got one in your inventory?
I thought I did, but I don't see it.
Oh, I think we manually made you a foam grenade from foam cannons. So,
that could be.
Robin, drop the crew another raise. That guy could help you out. Now you got 4 raises, guys, so don't forget those.
Gonna use those.
The thing with raises, though, is you got to make some hits. Let's see. Okay. I think the way I had those set up, let me double check in the equipment and make sure that they're not in there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we got binding foam cannons.
Made
we got binding foam cannons.
A new attack. But okay.
Binding foam cannons. I will link you the binding foam cannon.
Okay. Anyway, I was asking because I was considering firing it in there to hold a significant number of them down and potentially to block the area so all these blades or whatever they are have more difficulty entering.
Well, the blades are your backup. That's the backup that Arthur called. That Spencer called.
Okay. They're red, so I was confused.
Oh yeah, let me change that. Shit, thank you for pointing that out.
Joining.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. They're green now. They're green.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, if Arthur fires it in there, will it hold down the enemies? I don't remember how exactly it works.
Well, I linked it to you in chat. If you look at the notes tab on the notes page, It has a full ride
okay.
up. The binding foam cannon. Anyone struck by the binding foam must make an immediate strength roll, -2 if the attack roll secured a raise, or immediately fall prone and become entangled. At the beginning of each turn thereafterwards, they can attempt to break free from the binding foam with a strength roll. Failure to break free worsens the condition to bound and entangled. Once bound and entangled, the strength roll to break free suffers a -2 penalty. Each failed roll beyond increases the penalty by -2 to a maximum penalty of -6. It's essentially used as a military, like a prison or like security measure,
Right.
and it's to just basically
Okay.
lock down like SWAT, like that kind of stuff. So you can lock
Right.
someone down like almost permanently until it's all dissolves. So
Okay. Then he is going to.
unfortunately, I don't know if there's a
Front-
way you can fire that without locking down Spencer too and Jules.
Well, right. I mean, they'll still be able to breathe, though, right? So.
Yeah, it's not
They won't
designed in a way
die.
it's not designed in a way that'll kill anybody. Binding foam binding foam though is flammable though.
I was wondering if it was conductive.
Conductive? Spin the Benny. It's conductive.
Okay. Perhaps in the future.
Unfortunately, I
Spencer
can't
has
use
his
the
mind
bonus raises.
So, yeah. All right. If Arthur can fire past all 4 of these people in the hallway in front of him, he will attempt that.
Sure, like firing. I didn't apply a penalty to Aston. I probably should have, so I'm not going to apply a penalty to you this turn. So go ahead and fire away.
Okay.
Next turn, I'll
All
probably.
right. He's
I'll think about it.
gonna fire it right into the middle.
The cannon. Oh, nice.
The-
You have a cannon? I thought you had just the grenades.
Well, we had cannons on the ship.
Oh, okay. So you grabbed one. Okay, cool.
Yes. Because we're taking on a gang. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're dropping one right in the middle of the room with the shooting skill?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So, remind me again. Let's see, hold on. What is the burst template on it?
I assume it's medium, but
Special.
I don't know.
That's weird. I didn't write. Okay. All right, we're gonna say it's medium. Yeah, so it's gonna catch wherever you want in that room. Does that look good?
Yeah, that's about right.
Or do you want to catch the Sonic guy? Actually, that's where you want it because you get all of them.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, you want that? Okay, so
Yeah.
everyone in there needs to make a strength roll. So, Spencer, make a strength roll for me at a -2 because he got a raise.
Okay.
Like you're already bound and entangled.
So a neg.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So I don't think I'm going anywhere.
yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point. You don't actually have to because you're still bound and entangled. So it's just about to get worse.
Yeah.
And she's already bound and entangled, so I don't have to worry about her. And now it's going to be just the gangers. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Let's see how this goes. 3, 4 at a -2. Okay, so only one of them failed. If you apply the -2. But the big ones you want are the big bads, right? The big bads. Kona the King and Casper. -2. He is entangled. And Kona the King, he's got a really high strength. Not entangled. But Casper is the Sonic character. So that is good. All right. We've got Ganger 4. We'll say it's Ganger 5. And Casper are both entangled. And then next turn, it'll get worse for them. There's binding foam everywhere in that room. And if they stay in the area, they'll have to keep making the checks against it. So they'll have to get out of it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. The blades. Blades. What do they do? What do they do? Well, they don't want to go into the room with the binding foam. But this one at the door here, he is just going to slice down at the Ganger 5. And, yeah, he's just going to use his... Yeah, he's going to use his combat. Now, they don't care about the lives of these gangers. He's going to use his combat rifle and just attack this guy. He's not concerned about the life of him. He's just going to use his combat rifle and just blast him down. Not concerned at all. And then the one behind him, and then he crouches down to the ground, and the one behind him, Blade 2, fires past him at Ganger 3. With similar tactics. Using, by the way, if you're wondering why they're getting 3 attacks, they're using multi-fire. They're using rate of fire 3. Just spraying bullets in there. Just unloading like crazy on that room.
As long as they don't hit me.
Unfortunately,
You're laying
missing
down,
wildly
so.
with all the penalties, though. The others, they move into the room. This one, Blade 3, moves into the room, and he is going to do a similar thing. Actually, he's he's in melee with the other one, and he is going to use his right staff and just going to try to beat the guy down. Just going to beat the guy down. Similar thing. Why did that? Unharmed, but the right staff stun ability will trigger. Really? You're gonna force me to look up the stun? Good game. Alright, the stun. Vigor roll. Thank you. Okay, so the riot staff. Yep, so he is stunned now. And now that he is stunned, the blade's going to hit him now with the next 2 shots of this riot staff. And because he has no parry, a 3 hits him. Which just beats him down. The first hit with the riot staff sends a shock down the ganger's spine, dropping him to the ground. And then the second hit just bludgeons him in the brain and just paints his blood all over the floor. The third one he doesn't have anywhere to go in the room, and the fourth one doesn't have anywhere to go in the room, and he just kind of stays there in the back. Casper, he's going to try to struggle to break free. Let's see if he gets out. He breaks out. No, sorry, he gets the -2. He gets the -2. So he fails, and now he becomes bound and entangled. So now he gets even worse for him. So now the binding foam is like enveloping Casper, the Sonic character. And Conan the King, he is not bound. He's going to step out of it before it gets a chance to bind him up. And he's going to go over to the grunts there. And he is going to just like start kicking and punching and wrestling these guys and trying to beat them down. Fists flying, slinging everywhere. And, crap, I meant to do multi-action, but I'm going to spend a penny on that. GM's going to spend a penny on that. GM wants to do more damage.
It hasn't done enough yet?
Nope. Speak loud. I'm doing on the NPCs. Could be worse.
Yeah, you could not need a spendy on the PCs.
And Jules, just like you, Shaun, getting covered up with binding foam, gravity field all around her. And that's the situation. Back to the top of the initiative. A new turn. Oh, God. The Blades. They got a Joker. Jeez. Okay. I'm just going to have these guys. I'm just going to narrate these guys mowing. These first 2 guys mowing this guy down. Just move things along. Boom. Ganger 2 dead. And gone. And they can't really move into the room really well because of the binding foam cannon. Binding foam. That's the problem. And now at this point, but they've helped y'all a lot. Jules, you and Jules are still under that. Arthur, what do you do?
Let's see. There will be penalties for firearms at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that to y'all. Don't worry about it. Because you guys can, like, back up and like, get out of the way and that kind of stuff if you, like, guys use comms and that kind of stuff and coordinate. So,
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
He is going to attempt to use his stunner pistol on Kona the King.
Cool.
Can I?
Just FYI,
how many raises do we have?
Him. Just FYI, you can target him by clicking his token on the map. But you would hit him. And sweet. Okay, so the way that weapon works is it's going to be a stun, like like the way the riot staff works. So he's going to get a vigor roll or become stunned. So now he gets to make a vigor roll. You didn't get a raise, so he doesn't take a -2. Unfortunately, you're doing it to the highest person with the highest vigor in the scene, though. He got a 9, so he is still kicking. So you hit him with a stunner, and he gets like 3 bolts to the chest with a stunner charge, and he just kind of goes, "Argh! Argh!" And he starts shouting at you in Sazanese. Casper, I mean, he's going to try to get free, but he's looking at a -4 right now for getting out from underneath that. I mean, he's basically just, honestly, it's probably over for him. Yep. Yep, nope. He's not getting out of the bound entangled. Spencer, I think that we're going to say the bound and entangled on you is lifted from him because he can no longer concentrate on that power. But you've got the binding foam on top of you. So
okay, so I have an idea of how I might deal with this.
Okay.
So I am going to play my final adventure card.
Okay.
Before I try anything.
Okay. Cool. Second wind. Nice. Okay, suddenly you feel the gravity field shift as like Casper is getting overwhelmed with the binding foam as he feels the oxygen get sucked from as binding foam starts filling his mouth and like his life is flashing before his eyes. He becomes unfocused and the gravity field lifts off of you.
Perfect. So, do you want me to just take 2 wounds and shake it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
The power works.
So, let me see. Probably. Did I get shaken again, or because I know there was a Benny spent to pull me out of shaken, so I've got 1 wound.
No, you're not shaken unless you added one.
Okay,
back on.
Yeah. No, for some reason it didn't get unchecked when Brandon gave me the Benny. But anyway.
Well, you have to manually do it. He gives it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so so with the foam cannon, is it a strength check to get out of that? Because it's still like the entangled condition, right?
Yeah, you'll have to make a strength check to rip out from
Okay. So my strength is trash. Can I use telekinesis?
Telekinesis essentially gives you a strength stat.
It does.
Yes.
It's D10, D12 with a raise.
Yep. Yes.
So do you want me to just roll a D10 or roll the power?
First, you need to use the power.
Okay. Move this over real quick.
And by the way, I'm letting you do this because I'm being nice. Technically, the binding foam would already be over you just as much as the gravity field, but I'm letting you do it because I'm nice.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. So do you like lose consciousness or?
No. I'm just. No, yeah. So you essentially had 2 things that could have been causing binding and entangling, but I'm helping you out. So.
Okay. So let's see here.
Oh, we got to take the other one off of you. Hold on.
Oh.
But where does that entangle -4 coming from?
I don't know.
I don't see it on you.
It twice. What popped up on my?
Re-roll it again. I don't know why it's applied to you. Because it's not showing to have that condition on you.
Yeah, it's not showing up in the.
Yeah, just roll it again. See if it shows it right now. There you go. I don't know why it was showing it, but it was not there.
4.
All
That's a
right.
success.
Just barely,
So-
yes. You got a D10 strength now. So as the binding foam is over you, you can try to push it off with telekinesis, essentially breaking it free of you, if you want to try that. On your next turn,
Yeah. So we have raises, right? So I could use one of the raises, make that a D12
you
strength.
could. You could.
Hmm. Okay, but that's my next turn, so I got one turn to figure it out.
Well, you could spend a raise this turn on
Okay.
Sonic's roll. But next turn, you'd make the roll to get out from it.
Yeah, let's use it. I really need to get out of this. So, or I'd like to.
Okay?
Because we have 4 raises, I think. So
Yes, you do.
give me a D12. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Because I don't. God knows what else we're gonna be dealing with.
Wait. Okay.
So I guess what is it? Aston.
Okay, sweet. And now it is Aston's action. So Aston is going to fire his marksman rifle past all of you to the hulking Sazanese fighter, Coda the King, in hopes of... And he's going to use multi-action, I think, probably, to fire his marksman rifle as much as he can, probably. Y'all think that he would do that, wouldn't you? Probably.
Yes.
You're like, yes, he would.
Anything that results in violence.
He
He
might
t- he talks a
accidentally
lot.
shoot one of the Draco techs.
So I was thinking you'd be fine
Yeah.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He
It
would
doesn't
not.
matter which one gets in the way of the bullet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, shaking is good. And that is a miss. Last one. The hit. Conan the King is a bad, tough guy. Okay, so Conan the King takes 1 wound. Conan the King is still standing. He is not a wild card, but he is very resilient, meaning that he can suffer more than 1 wound. Conan the King takes a marksman rifle to the gut and keeps walking towards you all. Now shaken and wounded. He's ferocious and shouting in Sazanese that he's going to smash you all to pieces. The Dracotech guys in front of you, all frightened by this very large Sazanese man with fury and bloodlust in his eyes. The one in front of him, just they're all just unload and open fire on him, right? With just no idea what else to do. Two of them miss. The first one in melee range with him, he just knocks the pistol out of the way. And the other one just misses, and the one in the back hits with a raise. So let's see how it goes.
Go for the eyes, boo. Go for the eyes.
Unharmed. Unharmed. It hits him in the flesh, but it's a grazing wound. He's a tough bastard.
Can we use one of those raises to increase that by 1?
You can, I guess. Sure. It's for y'all to do. You want to do it? Actually, it was technically already a raise. It was already buffed into a raise. So he's just that tough. Clint Burl, what do you do?
I'm going to carefully line up my shot and just take 1 shot this time, doing the 3-round burst. But I think I got too many negatives to really do multiple
Yes,
attacks
3-round
here.
burst gives you a +1 to shooting and a +1 to damage.
All right. And then I will use one of our raises to pop that up, so that gives me the extra damage die. Correct?
Nice. Yeah, hit that button down at the bottom. That looks like a dice symbol. It says plus to damage.
Okay. Okay.
Click that, and then roll the damage.
No, I forgot to add my +1.
All right, so 11 is not enough damage. Do you want to spend a Benny to re-roll the damage?
No, I'll hold on to the last Benny. We'll
Okay.
see how this goes.
Yeah, because it could tear through all 3 of those Dracotech grunts and come for you
Yeah, I might
next.
need that Benny to live. I'm kind of
Cone of the King. All right, Cone of the King is going to put 3. Oh yeah, he's no longer shaken. He's going to put 3 multi-actions in his pocket because he may be marching through all of them. All right, so he's going to first make a fist and kicks roll at the first one. What? Oh yeah, and he has nerves of steel, so he doesn't take any wound penalties. Well, I didn't move him up. Yeah, that's right. But did he attack himself? Did I roll him to attack himself? No, I did. That's right. Okay. First attack missed. My God. Okay, I'm spending a Benny on that. Spending a Benny on that one. Oh my God. Okay. We're going to do that third one now since the first 2 failed me horribly. That's much better. That's much better.
He needs to succeed just enough to kill the Dracotech guys, but then die before hurting us.
That's what you guys ultimately want, right? So. Why didn't that roll with a raise? That didn't roll with a raise. That didn't roll with a raise. That didn't roll the raise that damage. So it should be weird. Where's the damage
Well,
to it?
did you roll the damage on the right one? Because it
I
comes
think
up
I
as
did
Cone
do
of
the
the
roll.
King
I think I did do the
Darkness.
damage on the wrong one. Yeah, I did. That's what I
Because
did
that
wrong.
10 would be right. What? Cause
Yeah,
this
that's
10
what I
plus
did
9
do
on the
wrong.
Dracotechs.
That's what I did. Yeah. And it should be 10, yeah. Yeah, okay, so he's shaking now. Okay. So yeah, he smashes the Dracotech guy and slams his face up against the side of the tunnel walls, and he's now shaking. But after all those attacks, that's all he gets out of it. Wah, wah. Okay. That's sad. Really sad. Gangers. This one's just gonna like. He's just gonna use He's just gonna use a standard pistol and shoot at the Dracotech guy. Oh wait, no, he actually has to go up and out of the way of the binding foam before it catches him. And then I have to roll that attack again because it's technically against parry.
But he's shaking, so he can't do
Oh.
anything to block it, right?
Is he shaking? The ganger?
No, the Dracotech guy, isn't he shaking?
Oh. Well, yeah, you still get parry when you're shaking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But to be fair, I need to roll it again. Just to be. Okay. Missed. So blast the tunnel wall beside him. And now it is back to the top of the order. Oh my goodness. Cone of the King got a Joker. Perfect, because Cone of the King has an edge called Mighty Blow. Cone of the King has him. If the action card is a Joker, double the damage of your first successful fighting attack this round. So Cone of the King is going to use Fist and Kicks and multi-action and do the same thing over again. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm spending a penny. Killing that guy. Really? Really? Well, it says first successful, so I think it'll still apply. Wow, I'm on fire today. I guess multi-actions when you're melee attacking is not very effective all the time. Yeah, so he's just swinging away and just, even with the gang up bonus from the other guy, he's just missing wildly, right? I think he needs to go into Berserk. So, next turn. Casper is just getting buried by the entangling stuff. Ganger is going to pull out his lead pipe and start swinging away. Arthur, what do you do?
Arthur is going to use his stunner pistol on Kona again, or attempt to.
Maybe what's the stunner pistol? Bring him down.
Well, it doesn't do any actual damage, does it?
Yeah, but if he fails miserably on a vigor roll. He's got the Joker bonus. Yep. So he's staying up on his feet. He's just gets zapped again by you, and he just will not go down. This bull is just full of rage and testosterone and adrenaline right now, and he's just got his eyes set on the like the six of you guys in this hallway. Spencer, what do you do?
Okay, so
Jules is on the ground beside you, just like bound up by binding foam all around her, like pleading to you for help from underneath the muffled tape.
Okay. I'm wondering how much of this foam I can just blast off of us or rip off of us with telekinesis.
Give it a shot. I mean, a lot, essentially, if you get a raise, right?
Okay.
You're going to take a -2 to throw it off of you, essentially,
Okay.
because you're already getting bound, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because as it's getting kind of enveloped around you, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see here. So I put -2 in there.
Another
just rolling a
Ganger went.
D12.
He attacked with the lead pipe.
I'm just going to roll the D12 for the strength check. Come on. Yeah. That ought to do it.
Okay,
No,
so
I put -2 in there. It didn't. It should be a 9.
Yeah,
I put the -2 in there. It just didn't do anything.
So you just conjure enough strength just to raise your arm up and like focus your mind, and you throw the binding foam off of yourself, and it breaks free as the binding foam hardens and like hurls it off of your flesh and hers. And now there's like this, essentially this table-sized mass of binding foam that just like throws straight up and hits the tunnel roof above you and just shatters it, hit the roof. And you and her can can now kind of pull up to your feet and are now no longer prone or bound and entangled. Unfortunately, now you are both no longer. You're both out of actions, but you're free from the entanglement. So, but you can move. So I'll allow you to both move out of the zone. So just move your piece, and she'll move along with you, whichever direction you go in.
I don't want to get anywhere near that Kona guy. So probably over here seems to be like my safest option.
You only have 3 inches of movement because
in each one of these squares.
Because you used half your movement to get up from prone.
Okay. So I think that was it 1.
You're still in the binding foam there.
Okay.
So you really only have one direction,
so
which is next to you only really have one direction, which is next to Kona, if you want to be out of the binding foam.
Bucket. He's pointed the other direction.
You're hoping. You're hoping.
Yeah.
He's out of the. So Jules Leibitz, if you drag her with you, she's gonna be right there next to him.
Okay. Put her in the way. Yeah. Perfect.
Do you communicate in any way to the blades that you're not a threat?
Or
that you're not the ones who started it?
Yeah, I'm just like kind of like put my hands up. I'm like, we're saving her. We're saving her. And I just keep saying that. Okay. I was hoping maybe it's the blades from earlier and they recognize us. I don't know.
Yeah, because they like you so much too.
We paid them a small amount of money to do a small thing. Yeah.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Clint Burl.
They can shake us down for a moment.
Clint Burl, what do you do?
Gonna take another shot over at Kona. Just the one.
And I should mention to you, so there is something with a combat rifle called rate of fire. And I'll let you backtrack your action if you want to. So you notice that some of the enemies that I've been doing with have been taking multiple shots. You can fire something like a combat rifle multiple shots in a single action without taking multi-action. A combat rifle has what's called rate of fire. If you look at the combat tab, it has what's called ROF3. And essentially what you'll do is before you roll the dice, the attack roll, you'll instead, like when you're picking it up to roll it, instead of double-clicking it and rolling it, you'll just pick it up and hold it with your left clicker. You can right-click it twice, and essentially you're rolling extra shooting dice, but not extra wild dice. And you can essentially say, I'm essentially full autoing the weapon. Like only with weapons of higher rate of fire, like machine guns and combat rifles and that kind of stuff. That isn't always an option for you if you're holding a combat rifle. So just something to remember. That's pretty much what the blades were doing. So last turn.
And then the 3-round bursts with that +1, does that still apply to each of them?
3-round burst is something you only do if you're not doing full auto. So it's like you're doing like a you know what I mean? So I believe you only get 3-round burst if you're not doing full auto. But but just something to think about. So so it's like
in that case.
Yeah,
I'll try out the
you can give it a shot. Then. Sure. Yeah, so just pick up your dice, your shooting die, and just right-click twice. Yeah. And there you go. So it just increased your chance of getting a hit. And getting more attacks. So.
And I will use.
Oh, we got a lot of extra hits there. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, so you should have got. So there you got one hit out of that. So.
Okay.
All right.
1 hit and damage.
Kind of a measly hit. Do you want to? So do any kind of
re-roll
into that?
On this one.
Let it lie.
Yeah, I'll just let it go.
Cool. All right. All right, so yeah, the bullets hit but they're only grazing shots, and Kona just kind of like shrugs it off. So the first Dracotech guy is still shaking and stunned from the reeling hit as his head hit the side of the tunnel in front of him. The other two, however, try to assist their ally, and they're going to just fire their pistols in hopes of bringing the beast down. Both of them. Oh, sorry. I don't know why. One of them took a. Oh, one of them should be. Oh no, they don't. They're resilient. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know why. One of them's wounded. The second one should have hit. No, he didn't. Nope. No, they both missed. Both missed. My apologies. Yeah. So they both wildly miss. Frightened in fear as Kona is charging in at them, swinging wildly. And now the blades. Binding foam is making it difficult for them to go in and help. But these two blades here, Blade 1 and Blade 3, they are just like, they know these gangers, right? They know their trouble. So they're just going to unload on the gangers. And they're going to sort out who you are afterwards, right? They don't trust you either, but they're going to sort it out later. So they don't care about the lives of these gangers at all. So that's what they're going to do. So multi-actions, high rate of fire, mowing down. Yeah, I know this thing seems ridiculous with all the penalties, but essentially they're looking for like essentially raises and stuff like that. Blade 3 also does the same thing, trying to take down Kona. And they don't value anyone's life on the other side of Kona at all. That's not how the blades operate. Jeez. Kona just will not go down. And the last set. 2 hits. Jeez. Oh, God. So I fired at him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and none of them hit. None of them actually wounded him. Yeah. All right. Aston's going to do the same thing as he did before. Aston's going to use his marksman rifle and just like try to clean up house. First shot against Kona is unsuccessful. The beast of a man that he is. Second shot. We'll see how it goes. Kona is now shaken as the bullet whizzes past his head. the massive round ringing his ears.
Okay.
Hey Shane, can you give me 1 second? I got a baby thing I gotta go
Sure.
do. A baby issue.
But Kona takes another bullet, another wound to the flesh of his arm, and he is just angered more. He is still here. So Candra's like, somebody pull out a grenade and just sort out this sort of body parts later. Oh, that's funny. The problem is that all the players are mixed in with him, right? Arthur can just pull out the grenades, man. You can do that, buddy.
There would be casualties. He is going to attempt to use his stunner pistol again. And he's going to Benny. Oh, never mind. He made that.
So he actually takes a penalty now to his vigor. Just made it. He's still on his feet. Just like a boss. Just ugh. In that one Draco Tuft's, defense, right, though, he is keeping this big-ass, like, Sazanese guy from charging through and killing you all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There is one Draco Tech guy keeping you guys from all getting attacked by him. So like, he takes a shot to the head almost as a as like a ganger just takes a lead pipe and swings it down on top of his head, but he raises his forearm up at just the last moment to try to defend himself while his vision is blurry and as he's shaken. Clint, Burl, it's your chance to try to take this beast down.
Do a taunt on Kona. I'm gonna put my hand on the shoulder of the Draco Tech guy ahead of me, and just loudly enough to make it over the sounds of battle, I go, so you think the reason he's so angry is because the only thing smaller than his brain is his little wiener?
Okay, so like, is taunt's resisted by spirit, right? I think it is. Let's see.
Terrible.
Taunt is
smarts, I think. In this one.
Smarts. Okay. Nice. What'd you get? Ooh, you got a 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you failed unless you want to make a reroll.
There we go. That's significantly better.
Nice. It's a raise. Okay.
So it's a opposed.
Yes, it is. Which he's going to probably fail at.
Yeah, and taunt is linked to smarts, so verbally humiliating someone is resisted by that attribute.
Okay. All right. His smarts is not very good. Okay. Now. So, I'll let you choose distracted or vulnerable.
I think we'll go with distracted.
Distracted.
Makes him take a -2 to all trait rolls until the end of his next turn.
All right, he's already shaken. So he's going to get the distracted condition. And so awesome for you.
And then was there something else for it being a raise?
Well, that's normally he would, like, in combat situation.
Okay.
It would be like normally he'd get like the shaking condition or something like that. But since what I'll say is like you trigger his berserk edge,
Okay.
which also gives him the vulnerable condition before his turn comes around.
Okay.
Okay? And before he even starts doing his wild attack. So he's essentially getting both. And so he goes, I'm going to kill you. And you're just doing that in the air. And so he's going to get the effects of the vulnerable before an enemy's turn. So the Dracotech guys are about to attack him. So he's going to get that before he gets the benefit of the wild attack. Sweet.
I kind of hope they fail. I want to see what happens.
Kind of do. I mean, yeah. Sure. Vulnerable. Hit. Unharmed. They might. They might fail. They keep rolling to hit him, but they're not doing damage to him. Jeez, they're just not going through his toughness. He's just so dadgum tough is the problem. Like, so they're hitting him, and they're just, the shots are either grazing or they're hitting like meat that's just not like important for him, right? It's not like actual organs that are gonna stop him, you know. And so now there's this ridiculous man, and he's no longer shaken. Combat reflexes kicked in, remove the shaking condition, and he's wounded and vulnerable, but he's distracted, vulnerable, and now he's also going to wild attack you. And he's going to gain the berserk edge. Which gives him berserk, strength plus 1 dice, toughness plus 2, ignore wounds minus 1. And now he's going to start wild attacking. And he can only wild attack while he's berserking. So he's going to keep that vulnerable condition the entire time, even after the distracted goes away, as long as he's berserking. And he's going to keep doing that whole 3 attacks thing.
The wild attack just automatically put on the
It gives him a bonus to fighting and melee damage, but it also means he's vulnerable.
Okay.
Which means that you get bonuses to attack against him.
Okay.
Jeez. Jeez, he's doing terrible. He's doing terrible, man. So he's beating him down at this Dracotech guy, but like he's just staying on his feet, man. The blades are still back there, and they're just gonna open fire on him, doing their best they can. They bring him down, but they're just not doing well. So they're gonna have to use like focused tactics, and they're just gonna use 3-round burst, consistent fire, and just try to bring him down. They cannot afford to use multi-actions anymore, so they're just going to... Oh, well, crap. Hold on, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so we're going to use... They cannot take the penalties. The multi-fire. Hit. And let's see how this goes. Unharmed. Unharmed. Jeez. Unharmed. I think I made a human too hard for you guys. A human. All right.
It's amazing that this guy's still alive.
It's the drugs.
It's the drugs. It's the drugs. That's right. And there is nothing special about this guy. He's just made just like you guys, just with the right edges and no special equipment. He's just... Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, he's just getting shot all to hell. And the attacks are either missing or grazing shots, or he's just soaking them like a beast that he is. Jules is frightened because, like, right next to her, the blades are just unloading on this guy. Like, her ears are being covered up. She's getting blasted, like, by bullets whizzing past her head. Like, she's getting deafened. She's looking at you, Spencer, and she's like, I can't hear anything. Let's get out of here. And you can't hear her either because, like, just this cacophony of bullets is just all around.
Can she talk?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. She's going, yeah. So it's...
Like, yeah.
Well, she
Okay.
can't even cover her ears, though, because her hands are behind her back. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So she's getting deafened, actually. Thank you for reminding me. The GM keeps forgetting the situation. So she's just getting deafened, actually. So,
Mhm.
God, her ears are probably bleeding at this point, to be honest.
Oh.
So,
Jesus. Okay.
Casper, I'm gonna just take him off the board. I'm gonna put
I was
like,
gonna go
yeah.
kill him. Gotta kill that guy.
Spencer, what do you do?
Okay. Let me see here. So Jules.
He's got, like, if he takes one more wound, Conan goes down.
Okay. Well, if everybody's sort of ganging up on him, he's pretty much our immediate threat. So I'm just gonna bolt him
Okay.
because it's really my go-to for this sort of situation. Now the foam.
You're gonna bolt
real quick.
the
that
guy right
foam-
beside you that's a walking tank.
Well, it bypasses armor, right? I think it does.
No, it does not. Yours is concussive.
It does
shot.
not. Okay.
Yours is
That
concussive.
foam.
Boom.
If I can, has that foam hardened?
It's hardening as we speak. Like, it's pretty hard. Yeah. What do you
So
think?
if I
Like
move him
throwing some
into
at
it,
it?
no,
Throwing
I was
some at
thinking about moving him into it.
Ah.
I know he has like a real high strength.
Yeah, he's huge, man.
Yeah, but
You can try it.
can-
You are welcome to try it, my man. You're a D12 strength. So,
yeah,
He's also not paying any attention to you.
that's true. That's true.
that's true. Yeah, because I've got the D12 strength going for another like 4 rounds
Sure.
because it's duration 5 rounds.
So you're going to, like,
So-
basically, like, telekinetically, like, sumo slam him backwards into the binding foam.
Yeah, because if I pick him up and slam him, I think that actually does damage.
Oh, we've got to take away. Forgot to change on the board. Sorry, the fact that Clint has no bennies. So, anyone help out Clint for bennies? Just FYI. Yeah, Spencer. So, sure, go ahead, Spencer. Sure. That's
Okay,
going to be
okay,
at
so he
a
resists-
minus 6.
Well, so
You're picking up
unwilling
like a
opponents
sumo wrestler. So
yeah, but it
Yeah.
says unwilling opponents resist the caster's arcane skill with an opposed spirit roll. Okay.
yeah, but I'm
So
applying.
it's
I'm gonna
just a-
apply a penalty just because he's so
Mhm.
big. I'll say since it's a resistance check instead of I'll apply a -4 instead of -6. But yeah, it's gonna be a penalty because he's just so big, man. You know?
So -4.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let me double check the skill, but I'm
Okay.
yeah.
Well, 4.
You got a Benny.
Do we have any raises?
We do. We do. We have 3.
Okay. I'm going to use one if we've got 3 left. So that should get me up to a success, even with the -4.
Let's see rolls high, but yeah.
Yeah, like real high. With his spirit, I imagine his spirit isn't as high as its
It
strength.
could be, believe it or not.
Hmm.
So you got an 8,
Mm-hmm.
but -4, so it's 4.
Yeah. God damn it. So basically, he has to botch it.
He botched it. Okay.
Nice.
All
Unless
right.
the chat gives DM a Benny.
So thank you, chat, for the bennies. Sorry for the raises.
Yes.
That really helped out Shaun there to bind.
Yeah.
So describe that to us. What does that look like
Okay.
in the narrative?
So I'm sitting there in the corner, and Jules is freaking out, and the first person I can see who's probably filling my entire field of vision.
He's just swinging, like trying to smash the heads of the Dracotech guys.
Yeah. And so it's pretty obvious to Spencer because he's like, oh, foam. And so he just reaches out and then just flings the guy into the foam. Kona. So just right into the foam.
Nice.
Because he's like, all right, let the blades take care of it at this point.
Yeah, so you trip him up and toss him back into the foam, and he like rolls back into it. And we're just gonna like give him the bound entanglement condition, and we're gonna just say wrap it up there, right? Because he was the big challenge of the scene. He was the big challenge. The other ganger will not be a threat, right? And we'll say the blades just unload on the other ganger, and he just gets murdered, just absolutely murdered, and he's gone. But then as soon as that happened, we see Kona just trying to rip out of the foam, and the blades just start unloading on the foam where he's struggling. And they do not give a flying fuck at all. They just start blasting where he's struggling until he stops moving. But then they turn their guns at all of you. They say, speak quick or we shoot.
We're rescuing a hostage they took.
And then, yeah, I'm like pointing
They
at
noticed
Jules.
her in the corner. Can we take that explosive device out of her mouth now?
Explosive device?
They lower their weapons.
So. I mean,
they nod.
Why would they put a sock in there and use her as bait?
Okay, so he says explosive. Does Jules do anything?
She's like.
Okay, I'm gonna use Mind Link real quick.
Okay.
You should probably have Arthur
on Jules.
Okay.
So let me see here. I just want to make sure telepathic 2 individuals. Yep. Okay. 1 PowerPoint. So I'll roll that. I'm pretty sure I can just establish that. Yeah. Okay. And I'm like, what is in your mouth?
she says, they stuck a device in my mouth. I don't know what it was, but it was beeping and it had a flashing light. They didn't tell me what it was.
I immediately relay that to Arthur and everybody.
It's a little cliche, but yeah, that sounds like it could be a bomb.
Well, you go take the bomb out of her mouth. I'm just gonna sit here and hurt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of the bomb, and then I'll come take care of you guys.
It's funny how an adventure card like completely changed this whole.
Isn't that always how it works?
Yeah, our games it seems to be. So
Yeah. I'm gonna go somewhere else in the event that like this goes really poorly. I don't really know what the range is on a dental bomb. So
Okay. So who? Remind me again. Who is like using the duct tape and like pulling it off and like checking it out?
I guess Arthur is.
Okay. So Arthur, you pull pull the device out of her mouth and you inspect it, and you quickly realize that the device at some point like malfunctioned for some reason or another. You're not sure why, but it did, and the blades they just say, "Look, we don't give a shit what happened here. We don't even give a shit about the bodies. Just deal with it."
hey, is Casper still over there, stuck in the foam?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Arthur, could you do me a favor and just chuck that bomb over on Casper?
Yeah, let's see what it does.
Well, I think it's been deactivated. I don't think it'll do anything at this point. Sorry.
Oh,
Before
killing me.
the blades go though,
I mean, I can fix it.
Sure.
Stop them and say,
fix it.
"Do you know are there more of this gang? Did you see their leader? Yeah, it seemed like you may know them. We can go and finish this off so they don't do this again."
Sato
Point us in
Amura.
the right direction.
Yeah, his tunnels are usually further south down that way. But
All right.
you're lucky to check and see if he's down there. I mean, you're welcome to check and see if he's down there.
All right. Thank
We
you.
don't
Thank
give a
you
shit.
so much for the help.
Just jettison the bodies. We don't need the smell. And they walk back to the north passage.
I'm gonna leave this Casper guy like kind of at our backs. So
Well, I have
I'm
a
sure
question.
Aston would love that for the love the target practice if
Does
he's
the
incapacitated.
is he able to breathe through the foam, or is he just suffocating?
So do you guys like wait till the foam dissolves? Because it takes about an hour for it to dissolve.
No, I don't think we should wait that long. I think we should push forward and get
What
revenge.
little you
for
can
Jules.
see of him in there, he seems pretty lifeless. He struggled with the foam for a little too long, and essentially it caused him to suffocate. It's rare for this kind of thing to happen, but it does happen. So, from time to time.
Well, once Jules can talk, we'll ask her, did she see how many more were left back in their base? Because I don't think I saw their leader here. None
She
of them
said-
seemed like a leader.
She said this was pretty much a last-ditch effort. She said he was actually with them all, lined up to come out and attack you all. Something must have spooked him.
Well, we should go back and finish the job. Because if he did this once, he may get more people and try it again for whatever reason. Now look at the Jerkotech guys. You can come with us. One of you takes her back, keeps her safe. The other two finishes this.
The one in the front says, "Yeah, I got a hell of a head ringer from that big guy. So y'all care if I'm the one who takes her back?" The other one's clap him on the shoulders and say, "Yeah, go on back, man." So he kind of steps up and takes Jules back.
And then, because time may be a bit of the essence here, more of a mechanic wise, if Arthur was going to do healing, like how long does that take? Is that something that's quick, or is that like 10, 20 minutes, hours?
It's
I think
10
it's
minutes
10
per
minutes.
10 minutes per healing check.
Okay. I think that we should push on because he may be by himself now, and we should get on before he bolts.
Yeah.
And
Could
see if
I
we can
give-
find out who did this?
Could I give them just like an adrenaline shot, like in video games, and that remove a wound?
No,
Med pack.
that's part of the healing skill.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
Just loot Kona's
Like-
pockets for some PCP.
you can. Yeah, we can. I can actually make equipment for drugs if y'all want to like explore that. I just didn't think you
Start
as
doing
characters
drugs.
wanted to do drugs. So, but I can do that. Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
originally, I was hoping Arthur could develop some like serums based on aliens to boost people's attributes.
Okay. Sure, we'll explore that. Sure. Yeah. Now
Okay.
that we're now that we've done some alien stuff, we'll set out some of the exploration from. We'll set out some of the stuff maybe you recovered from some of the alien stuff y'all done. Sure. Cool. Okay.
So before we leave out of here, like Spencer just pulls out his gun and shoots Casper twice. Just like fucker.
Cool.
He's extremely upset about that entangle. He's never actually had to fight another psychic before,
Yeah.
so he is beyond upset. Mostly out of pride.
You
But
got pretty pwned by another psychic character.
well, yeah. I mean, it happened very quickly, and I guess Spencer's never seen that power before, but he's more, I think, scared because it was distracting. Because it's like it's not a let me just fight my way out of this. It's like all my rolls, even a notice check, is like just you can't do it. You're getting negatives to notice. You're getting negatives to pretty much everything.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, very upset because I'm sitting here with my little bolt.
Okay.
Which
okay.
has come through for me before, but
Clint's
Yes, sorry.
gonna look at the Dracotech guys and is like, I'm kind of walking wounded here. Can you two take point in there?
They say, you have to make a persuasion roll if you're gonna convince, or make some kind of roll, because they've seen what these guys are packing now.
oof.
They're like,
Mm.
no, fuck that, man. We took point on the big sumo fucker.
And I took all the bullets before it, but fine.
Well, let me take Jules off the map.
It hasn't taken any damage, has he?
Who?
Aston.
Asked.
No, he stayed in the back with the marksman rifle. We're not putting a player
go.
who ain't here on point.
Damn it. I knew you
I
would.
mean,
know.
Okay.
Arthur's also undamaged, so he could take point, but
Well, does Arthur want to check the door and get it open?
Uh,
I don't know
sure.
how things are looking here.
Arthur will inspect the door for traps, explosives, the like.
All right, make a notice roll, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
No, you
I'm
find no
gonna bet
traps or explosives or the like, as you put it.
Okay. He will go ahead and open the door.
All right. So you press the keypad controls on the door, and the door whooshes open, and you see what seems to be a supply room, likely stuffed with containers with the things that have probably been stolen from the attempts and the thefts from people like Wallace, the shopkeeper, probably.
It's such a weird coincidence that they kidnapped somebody too.
All right.
I guess Arthur will enter the room.
Okay. So you guys enter the room, and you see no one here. Right now, it seems pretty empty. Seems strange that no one is here. There's another door exiting out, but yeah. So it looks like there's on the floor. There's markings. There's some kind of lift in the center of the room, and it looks like the lift controls. There's a pendulum there, and the pendulum is swinging. Like pendulum controls are right here, and they're swinging like they might have been used recently, like someone might have used them.
Can we tell whether? Did you say whether the
You know what a
lift went
pendulum?
up
You know what
or
a pendulum
down?
controls is? It's like
They're
a
just
cable.
ones hanging.
Yeah, like a cable system, and then like you got like little controls on it, on the little
Mhm.
button controls. Yeah.
Well, we all notice that, and I look over at Arthur and he's like, "Can you disable that lift before it gets to its destination?"
No, it's
check
still
the
it's
door.
there. It's there, but it looks like someone used it.
Oh, I assume somebody did, and it's like the lift is still going up,
Nope.
however far away
Nope.
it is. And
It's on the ground level here, but it looks like someone
Okay.
used it recently.
Is there just like two buttons, like a red and a green on it?
Yeah, there's an up and a down essentially,
Yeah.
like sub level 1, like sub level 1, and then this level.
Okay. So like, pretty obvious probably where they went. So
Well, Clint, is that a door up there near you?
Yes,
Maybe.
you can get it open and check it out.
Yeah. I mean, this could be a distraction. Never know. Probably not.
I'll pop open the door.
Gonna pop open the door.
It opens into space.
That'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
This is a loading bay.
Hope there's some more klaxons before that happens.
You'd hope.
Okay, so the door controls appear to be keypad locked, and you need a code to enter it. Code to unlock it. What do you do?
I look over at Arthur. Says, "I need a code. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter."
Well, Spencer might be able to hack it.
You either jack a laptop or like a cyber deck or something like that into it and use the hacking skill, or you can use electronic skill to try to like bypass it. I'm sorry, not electronic skill. A repair skill to bypass it. Either one.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. I don't mind trying to use repair.
Sure. Okay.
Unless Spencer wants to use.
I want everyone to make a notice roll for me, please. At a -4 penalty.
Jesus.
Actually, sorry,
Great.
sorry, don't make it a -4. Sorry, I'll actually make an opposed roll. A more accurate way to do that. Here's if it does this correctly. Nope. Oh yeah, it did do it right. Okay, good deal.
Ugh. Yeah, if you want to try the repair while I'm getting out my cyber deck and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting ready to hack it if you can't do anything with the repair.
Sure. Sounds good.
So nothing on Arthur's super notice roll of 16 there.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Arthur heads over to work on the. You said you're going over to make the repair roll,
Yes.
and while you're focusing on the repair roll and like you're kind of listening to electronic components, like using the voltmeter to make sure like you've disconnected the electronics components and that kind of stuff like that, and you're kind of focusing on what you're doing. You hear like metallic like banging and movement like very faintly up in the rafters up ahead of everybody, and you hear it at just the last moment to assist everybody in kind of being ready for something as it's about to happen. And you kind of alert everyone, and you know it's coming from above them. And so you just how do you point it out to everyone that you hear something coming up from above them? And it's happening fast. Like something tells you that something bad is about to happen to everyone.
I mean, I guess you would say, heads up, literally. Something.
Okay, so heads up literally, and so you guys all look up and you see like a ventilation shaft like door like getting slid open. Okay, so his notification allows you to all act in the first round as this occurs. So you won't take any penalties besides the normal penalties for acting to resist a grenade being tossed. Now, what happens is this is a new combat round, and a grenade tumbles through the ventilation shaft in the room from above you all. Now, I need you all where's that section on grenades? Special weapons. Okay, I need all of you to make an agility roll, please, to avoid the grenade as it comes tumbling down into the room.
Will Clint get any types of bonuses, being he's kind of in the corner and outside of the radius you drew?
I believe if it crosses across your square,
It
you're in
doesn't.
Oh, you're not. Sorry, my bad. You are not getting in it.
Okay.
My bad. You are good.
I'm going to use a Benny. I hope this doesn't get really bad.
You have a Benny? Oh, you have one last Benny, huh?
I had one left. Oh, thank Christ. Now I'm out.
Now you're done, huh?
Out of bennies.
I was just making sure of one thing. I think in old editions you took a -2 to agility rolls, but I think in this edition you did not. I think it's a -2 if they get a raise. Okay. Okay, so we got Spencer got a success. Arthur got a success. Okay, and now let's see what Aston and the other guys got. Sorry. Let's see how they did. They failed. And Aston. He's okay. All right, so I need all of you to move 1 inch outside the radius. All of you who succeeded. And you will not take any damage from it. And the Draco Tufts will take damage from it. Think I was going to spend a Benny? I want to re-roll that. There we go. Both the Dragotos get blasted away by the HE grenade that descends into the center of the room. They are gone. I don't know why I didn't take out that other. Oh, because I applied it to the first one. They're both dead. I don't know why I applied it to the first one. But they're both dead. Both gone. Both smears as exploded body parts, rupturing metal shaft, rupturing the metal floor, damaging the lift. The pendulum swings wildly everywhere. So it's pretty crazy. Pretty nasty. Now, what do you guys... See, it's Arthur's action, actually. Arthur got the first initiative. Arthur, what do you do?
Is the ventilation... You said it came out of the ventilation shaft? Or the vent? Something.
Yeah, he tossed it down from a vent up there. From above you guys.
Does Arthur have a clear line of sight with it?
It is coming down from up
Oh, so
here.
It was just... Okay, so Arthur would have to move to look straight up. All right.
He didn't roll a damage right on that.
Okay.
Just looked at that and saw that it was a... Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, do what you're doing.
Well, I was just going to ask, can Arthur actually see him up in the vent or not?
Yeah, it would have killed him. All right, we're good. No, right now at this point, you just see like the same like darkened hole of a vent opened up, like a. You ever see like those little, you know how like a office complex will have like those little like squares essentially in the ceiling? You see like a metal square like that's lifted up, and you see like a shadowy, like just an opening up there.
Okay. Arthur is going to aim his binding foam cannon into the ventilation shaft, and he's going to hope it explodes further down the shaft. Oh, I guess that succeeds.
So you're gonna shoot a binding foam cannon in that little hole?
How big is it?
I mean, it's like...
I assumed it was... Oh, it's really small.
He just opened it up far enough to throw a grenade in through.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that your reaction?
I mean, I assume he would take penalties.
Yeah, pretty big penalties. That's why I was gonna...
Shooting in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not going to fire. He is going to call out, your gang is dead. Come out and maybe we'll spare you. I guess he'll roll persuasion.
Okay. Trying to bargain with him. Okay. But maybe, though. Maybe. Man, you kind of butchered it with that maybe. I mean, you kind of made it like an almost basically an impossible roll Like, no matter how well you rolled. I mean,
Nobody said Arthur was good with people.
like if you made some kind of promise to him. You know what I mean?
Well, he did just.
Spencer's over in the corner and he looks at Arthur and I'm like, I'm just like mouthing maybe. I'm like,
Clint, what do you do?
All right. I'm not waiting on maybes. Like, do the rate of fire 3.
It was a good attempt. I don't know. Yeah. Like, again, normal game rules, most GMs would be like, oh man, that was totally great. But like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, most people wouldn't come down on a maybe. So, yeah. Clint, what do you do?
I am going to light up the entire wall around that vent or the ceiling or whatever.
Aim at the ceiling and just open fire, huh?
Spray left to right, up and down, a little diagonal, do a little circle, whatever. Like I'm doing the multi-action. This is more just about putting as many bullets as possible in there.
I guess I can share the image of the guy. That would make it easier for you guys targeting wise. That you know where he's at. Just know that he's upstairs as opposed to down here.
So I don't know if anything would hit where he is in there. It is just completely wildfire and just peppering it full of holes. Like, it is just...
Yeah. Draw a card? I guess I'll draw a card. The hell? If it's diamonds or hearts? Nope. You're peppering it full of lead, though. And, I mean, those are good rolls. You got one there. Roll damage on that one that got a 9. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't say roll damage on him.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So what happens is so you deal damage to a vent shaft, and the vent shaft just like explodes, right? And like it collapses that whole square, and like it deals enough damage that it just kind of like you see this like square box vent just kind of like throw itself down on top of the lift, right? And he tumbles down to the ground. I'm gonna give him a agility roll to see if he kind of lands on his feet. Yeah, so he lands on his feet. He got a success, and he tumbles to his feet because he's like a martial artist type guy, right? And he actually has the martial warrior edge, which is higher than martial artist. And he tumbles down to his feet securely, and he lands here. Now he looks back at all of you with just this grimace, and it looks like he's ready to fight. But you've revealed your enemy now. Aston. I'm assuming he didn't put back together his marksman rifle. Sorry, he's still got his marksman rifle ready for fighting. But this is like, I'm not sure if he'd use a marksman rifle this range or if he'd use the. Yeah, he'd probably use he's probably fucking using that marksman rifle pretty much all the goddamn time now. He's probably like gonna like prop his rifle across those crates there and just fire at that fucker. Watch him kill him in one turn. And knowing him, he'd probably just use multi-action. So he fires the marksman rifle 3 times in quick succession, and Sato's so close that he just like he sees the barrel of the weapon and where it's aiming, and just ducks his head down, and just dodges the shots as they blast past his head. Now it is Saito Amura's action. And Saito Amura, he is going to... Hard to see the squares on this map. I apologize. You're kind of between two, so I'm going to move you back to that one. He just goes up in a melee with Arthur because he's the closest. And, draws out his heat blade, which is basically a katana, except the edge of it is like white hot. It's white hot. And, draws out his katana and just starts swinging at you with multi-actions. First hit, slice, narrowly missing you, frightening you and shaking you. The second one just narrowly misses you. The third attack is a hit, but not a raise on an 8. Oh, because of the multi-action penalties. That is a wound on you. What do you want to do? Take it or soak it?
Oh. I will go ahead and try soaking it.
Okay.
I don't remember. What do I roll? A vigor?
Yeah, you can just spend
Benny.
it. Spend a Benny to make a bigger roll.
Okay.
That is enough. You are good.
Oh, is it? Oh, no.
I don't know why it removed shaking. You should still be shaking, but whatever. Weird. Strange.
I applied it manually.
Spencer, what do you do?
I'm just gonna bolt him.
Okay.
Given how I think he's pretty much surrounded at this point, and he
He's desperate.
is desperate. Yep, exactly.
Have you been maintaining that power, telekinesis?
No.
Okay.
Well, because I
took
think
it
I
off.
had three rounds left on it once combat ended.
Well-
Unless rounds are like
Rounds are literally combat rounds. So you
okay,
guys
so
did
it
a lot of
wouldn't have-
talking and that kind of stuff, so it would have been gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very pricey power too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bolting
Nice.
him. Nice. Hit with a raise. Very cool.
yeah. So I think it'll do the automatic damage.
Yeah, it should. He's targeted.
Should.
Roll the damage. Nice. So you hit him in the back of the head, stunning him, shaking him, and so he's reeling now from the mind blast. Now it is back to turn order. Aston's turn. Aston now he is now shaken. Aston's going to try that. Aston's going to try that marksman rifle again, hopefully with multi actions. See how this works. Another miss. Another miss. Maybe I should stop trying the multi-action so much. That is a wound. What? He's a... Hold on. Wait, hold on. No, he's not. Nope. Negative. He's a wild card. How do I fix that? How do I fix that? He's supposed to be a wild card. I don't want to make him a wild card. He's supposed to be a wild card when I put him on the table. How do you fix a character who's not a wild? Damn it! How do you fix a character who's supposed to be a wild card when you put him on the table?
I think that one's more Cliff's purview than ours.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, right?
Cliff's not here.
Yeah, unfortunately. Can you just roll another d6 and see what
Well,
it
you're
comes up
supposed to
with?
be able to
Yeah.
change them once they're on the table. This is what I'll do. Okay, he's supposed to be wounded and shaken from that shot, right? One wound, right? There's one wound. Right? Yeah, 6 damage. So I'll just drop him on the table again with a wound and shaken. Nope, different card. Heal. No, use a different card. I don't want you to have that card. There we go. All right, we're back to the right card. Now he's in the same spot he was in before, right? Roughly. He's in the same order, right? He's going to go right after Aston.
I don't see him anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I haven't put him back out.
Oh, he's in the combat tracker now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And same amount of wounds. Okay, we're good. Shaking him with wound, and he's now a wild card the way he's supposed to be. Okay. We're good. We fixed that. Okay. Now. And now he acts the way he's supposed to. He's still shaking. Okay. Spencer, what do you do?
Okay. Bolting again. Seems to work.
Oh, it's pretty effective against him.
Yeah. It's about time my dice started working.
He said.
Unharmed. What the fuck? That's a bunch of shit. He must have on some pretty crazy armor. They're sort of working. It's better than earlier where I was almost dead.
So yeah, your concussion blast. He just kind of sees it coming this time and like tries to dodge despite his headache to get out of the way. Arthur, he is right up in your face. You remain shaken, but you can move. If you move away, though, he will take he cannot take a shot at you. Actually, he is shaken as well. So now is the time to get away.
Okay. Arthur will move away.
You can move up to your pace.
Oh, okay. Like right there. Okay. Do I have to get rid of Shaken before I can?
Yeah, you can. You can't act until you get rid of shaken. So if you want to act, then you probably need to get rid of shaken condition. So you can spend a Benny though to do that at any time.
I think I'll save my Benny. I can't shake it as an action.
Well, it's 11 o'clock now, so I don't know if I'd save my Benny.
Well, okay, that's true. All right, let's go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't. You don't have to do a vigor roll. You just spin the Benny, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Just poosh, it's gone. Yep.
All right. So now I can act.
Yep.
That does not count as an action. All right, he is going to use his stunner pistol and attempt to shoot him.
I can do the same thing too,
And
by the way, with his bennies. Just ain't done it yet. If you haven't noticed yet, I know it's late in the night, so I'm not playing him as epically as I could.
Kono took up so much time.
I know Kono was dragging the shit out, man, and he wasn't even
God.
a wild card.
Well, I guess
But
she
he
gives
wasn't
somebody
that
enough
effective
strength.
either, though. Like he wasn't as
Yeah.
badass. Like he just wouldn't die. It was kind of like that cyborg fight, like earlier in our campaign, except she was killing everybody. Remember her?
Mm.
Like she was just murdering
Mhm.
everybody. All right, so Arthur, it's like Arthur popped a shot with his pistol, stunner pistol, but like it just fires like high. Clint Burl, what do you do?
All right. Clint is going to get savage.
Nice. What
And I'm
edge is he gonna get?
Master of shooting.
That's
So
an
should I
edge?
just drag that over to my edges for the moment? It's a legendary edge. It's the same one Cliff went with last session.
Oh yeah, sure.
So character's master particular skill increases the trait and its limit 2 steps. So my D8 should become a D12 as it goes
Cool.
to 10, 12. And I also get I roll a D10 instead of a D12 or D6 on the wild die.
Awesome. Do you know how to do that?
Not necessarily. Do I just drag it over to edges and hope it procs everything on its own?
Yeah, so if all you're going to do is shoot for the rest of this game, just let me know if you decide to do something different, but I can change your default wild die. What is your default wild die going to change to?
Default wild die will go to D10.
There you go, I changed it to D10.
Okay. And then should I just temporarily change the shooting trait to D12 for purposes of this combat?
Yeah,
Or is that
just,
something-
I'll show you how to do that. There you go.
Okay. And then he's just going to fully open up.
Nice.
Too many.
Nice. And if you just roll your damage, it'll keep track of which ones you're rolling
Okay.
on with hits and what raises.
See, I got what?
So it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So roll four damage dice. 4 damage attacks. And it'll
Okay.
keep track of which ones raised and which ones didn't. The first one will do right. Second one will have a raise.
And 4.
Oh my. I think you did, Captain.
Wow.
Okay, no. I'm going to spend my bennies. Because I have them. And it ain't over yet, son.
That's like 6 wounds, isn't it?
I might be able to do it, though. First attack, soaked. Second attack, made it through. No! No! Incapacitated.
So did I
I
just
tried
run
to
and climb
soak.
his ass?
You did it. So you got
Nice.
savage on his ass. So describe it. What happened?
Like I said, it's pretty much just a Bonnie and Clyde situation. They're just sitting there and it's just full auto until he drops and it just keeps going until the magazine's empty and he stops twitching.
Nice. Nice. Very cool.
And I look
So-
over at Arthur. You shouldn't have taken your girl.
She's not my girl, but yes. No, you shouldn't have.
Look at that blood in a nice little pattern. Okay, so what do we see you guys do next?
Well, we should probably see what's behind door number 2. And then catalog what's in here, assuming there's nothing else to fight. So I think we did claim kind of first dibs on anything that might be super useful to us, and then Wallace is going to get everything else back.
Sure.
And maybe there's something with better armor that has less bullet holes in it from the Dracotech guys or something.
Sure. Okay.
But should probably see
Does-
what's behind the door first, and I reload.
Sure. Does someone want
Does
to
Sato have-
make a repair roll to try to disarm the keypad on the door?
Yeah, I was going to ask if Sato had the code on him or not.
Yeah, sure. We'll say he has the code on his comm link. Sure. So you start typing in the code and you open the doors. Yeah, there's stolen goods and stuff in here from various shipments and that sort of stuff. I mean, it's things that you could try to collect, and we could add to your your ship's inventory, essentially. What we can do is we could essentially add it to your inventory as essentially savings. Like you know how we do with your savings, which will give you pluses to like wealth rolls, essentially. That's how we could do it. But one other thing I was going to point out is that there's one item of interesting note. There are 2 alpha missiles piled up in the corner for you guys.
Cool. We need those.
Yes, you do.
We do.
Those are expensive.
Yes.
We shot a whole bunch of them at one point.
There's +2 worth of cargo in both these rooms. +2 worth of cargo, essentially, that you can add to your sheets for adding to your inventory of your ship for spending on wealth. So
Is that not including or including Wallace's stuff?
oh yeah, that's not including Wallace's stuff. Yeah, if you return
Okay.
Wallace's stuff, yeah.
Okay.
+3 if you steal his stuff.
I'm just
Can't
gonna
do
put
that.
+2 cargo.
Yeah, so on your sheets, write cargo +2. But then that's shared between you all.
Okay.
So that's
Should we have something like that on the ship sheet then?
you could put it that way. Sure, I could put it on your cargo on your sheet on your ship if you'd
Okay.
rather do it that way.
I don't know if we'd
Yeah.
remember it if it's there though.
So y'all think Dracotech would give us a reward for saving their mechanic?
I'm losing the others.
Depends on how much we want to push our luck.
That's funny.
I would prefer the less contact with Dracotech, the better,
Probably.
in my opinion.
Yeah. The minute you said that, I was like, oh, God.
Okay. So, all right. So I think we will wrap it here to sort out next week. Next week, we will be worried about trading bodies with some wolves, right? And that'll be next session. So, I'm sorry this fight took way longer than I thought it would. Oh, jeez. That fight took way longer. Oh, man. I thought we'd get to way more role playing and maybe even get into the whole Wraith thing this session. But, geez, that whole scene got more complicated than I expected to and got bigger than I thought it would. But it's still it's interesting how that kind of thing does sometimes. But appreciate everyone joining us. We're gonna wrap it up here. We'll be back next week, same time. Also, big news Friday. Me and Shaun are gonna be in another show. Ghost. The set up. Can't remember the name of my show. Ghost of Thunder River. Conan 2D20 Friday night. We're starting that. It's a special short series. I'm pretty excited for that. Specifically, I really love Odysseus' 2D20 system, or at least in theory, my first time playing it, but we're going to see how we like it. So, but yeah, so join us for that. It's only a short series we're doing, so, but we're going to give it a shot. Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, same time as this one. So join us next week. All right, so we're gonna sign off here. So, all right, head on out. All right, bye.
Good night.